Often when we arrive on a job, we have customers come out and ask us, they want to know what we're doing in their yard. Of course, we have to let them know that we're working on the equipment, we're trying to maintain our equipment. Well, in an underground distribution neighborhood, you're not going to see all the poles in your yard. You'll have street lights like the one behind me, but you won't have all the overhead lines. So in here, you're going to have the green boxes like we were saying. It all feeds from a pole in the front of your neighborhood. In the overhead, you're going to have the poles running in your yard. You're going to have overhead lines. One of the biggest obstacles we have if we're in an underground neighborhood and the power goes out, we have to go transformer to transformer and start troubleshooting. Well, like the one here behind me, the bushes in the front are going to hinder us from opening it up and checking. So if we have to come in here in the middle of the night, unfortunately, this bush in the front and maybe some on the sides, we're going to have to trim them down. We don't want to be doing that, and we know spring's coming right now. We know our customers want to get out here and they want to be planting. This is a prime example of something we run into in the middle of the night. These bushes here, they're too close to the front. Like I said, we need 9 foot in the front to operate these sticks. Just to get down here and unlock this, we have to dig all these rocks out, and there's also a pad up under here that you can't see. So it'll probably take us 30 or 45 minutes just to dig these rocks out to access our pad. On all of our new transformers, we have stickers on the front. It'll tell you 9 foot in the front and 3 foot all the way around the edges. That's not only for us, but it helps disperse heat off our transformers. If you get it too close and crowd our transformers, when it starts building up heat, eventually it can overload and trip off, and that's just going to cause more problems for our customers. Sometimes people even build fences around our transformers, and unfortunately when we come in here in the middle of the night, we don't want to tear them down, but for our safety and to get the power back on as quick as possible, we have to dig them up or tear your fence down. This is a great example of what we like to see when we arrive on the job. There's nothing obstructing us opening the door. We can come over here, open it up, no problem. We can safely get in here with our sticks. If we need to move elbows, if we need to trip the CSP off, we can safely get in here and do it without getting injured. Okay, so now we want to talk a little bit about easement and right-of-ways. The official definition of an easement is a property right for a permitted use that is typically granted by property owners to a utility for the purpose of installing, constructing, operating, and maintaining electric, water, and/or sewer lines and equipment, as well as gas, telephone, fiber optic, and other above or underground lines. A right-of-way is a corridor or strip of land owned by someone else and is adjacent to private property. For an example, this transformer behind me is in an easement. If we get a call in an overhead neighborhood, we don't have the same challenges as we do in an underground neighborhood. When we arrive in your neighborhood and we have a problem, usually we can get in our trucks and we can ride down the road slow and we can look at the poles, the transformers, anything, a limb could fall and be on the line, and we can pick it out quick and set up and start fixing the problem. And speaking of limbs, we also wanted to talk a little bit about planting trees up under the lines. You got to be mindful of the type of tree you're planting, how tall it will grow, how wide it will grow, because it can grow into our lines and cause problems and take the power out. Going into storm season, the winds are going to be picking up soon, and these limbs can snap out of these trees that are over our lines. They can fall down into the wires, they can burn them down, and if it's a big enough limb, it can take it down and break the poles, which is going to take it longer for us to fix it. At PWC, we have a crew dedicated to trimming the trees so we can maintain our lines. We have a program where we notify customers if we're going to have tree trimmers in the area, so they're not surprised to see them show up. If you plan on doing any work in your yard as far as digging, mailboxes, planting trees, shrubs, please call NC 811. It's a free service they offer to come out and locate your lines. Gas, power, water, sewer. You got to give them a few days. They'll show up. They'll mark the lines on the ground so you'll be able to safely dig without damaging any utilities. If you want any more information about planting around transformers, easements, right-of-ways, and NC 811, you can go to faypwc.com.